My name is Valentino Guseli. I'm from Dalmeny, New South Wales, and I snowboard. I started snowboarding when I was 3, and basically just because that was what our family did, you know. I think some families are snow families and some aren't, and our family was a snow family. They'd been coming up, like my parents and my mum's parents had been coming up to the snow since well before I was born. And then as soon as I was old enough to get a board and I had this little orange onesie when I first started riding. And yeah, my dad got me that stuff, and then off I was, I guess, and I just loved it straight away and wanted to keep doing it. I think my whole life I've always been very competitive. And then as soon as I was old enough to do races on my snowboard, I was really into it and really wanted to win. The first race I did, I actually got sick right before the race, and I ended up like throwing up on the course and getting disqualified and stuff. And I think that really lit a massive fire because I wanted to win so bad even then. And then the next year it was like, I'm not throwing up and getting disqualified again like last year. And then I guess the comps just kept getting bigger. I started to win and then started to continue to graduate to bigger and bigger comps. Presence is a massive thing that I've learned throughout my career. I think it's kind of the idea of controlling what you can control when you can control it and not really worrying about whatever else is going on. My biggest strengths, I think one of them is probably passion. I think I'm disciplined in some situations and not disciplined in others. So in the situations that I am disciplined in, I think that's one of my strengths. My family, without the support of my family, I definitely wouldn't be here right now. My dad sacrificed so much to bring me overseas at a really young age because someone in the Australian snow industry told him that I'd be a great snowboarder or that I was a great snowboarder and that I would go well against the same age kids overseas. And then my dad sacrificed so much to take me over there so I could kind of chase that dream. And any situation I'm in, I definitely hit him up about it and see what he thinks I should do and get his advice. I guess consigliere, which is like, or consigliere, which is out of Godfather, you know, like counselor or whatever else. The Australian snowboarders that have come before me, like Tora Bright, there's Scotty, who has just absolutely dominated men's halfpipe for so long, and it's been awesome to have someone like that from the same country to look up to, and then in the last few years, you know, like go to war with, not against necessarily, but like take down the Japanese boys and take down the Americans and Canadians, and like we're just Aussies, you know, from a country that supposedly like doesn't have the best snow in the world. So it's pretty cool. There have been times where I've spent 9 months away from home and like haven't seen my family for 9 months because Australia's so far away from the rest of the world in the Northern Hemisphere winter, and sometimes you just can't really afford to get back to Australia. One of my favourite parts about it is flying. Recently, I had a pretty long rehab after an injury, and as soon as I got back on snow, it felt like I was a superhero again. All of the injuries I've had, I've come back stronger, and I don't see why this time would be any different. The amount of hunger and drive that has accumulated within my being throughout this rehab is going to be insane. I'm so excited and yeah, can't wait to see what the future holds. I would say surfing and foiling and guitar a little bit. Good food. Steak. I've been listening to The Prodigy lately. They're sick. There's Omen, there's Breathe, and I'm not going to say that other one because it's kind of gnarly. My dad, because he's my best friend and my biggest supporter. Relax. Like, just chill. I'm never cutting my hair. No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably cut it one day, but it's a bit of my brand, so probably not for a long time.